Cockroach Capitals, baby. Beloved fourth line forward Brandon Duhaime said it first. He referred to his team as the Cockroach Caps because you can step on them, you can think they're dead, and they are not. And that is proving to be true. The Washington Capitals are proving to be very hard to kill. 2 huge wins here in succession just when they needed it the most. First, over the Golden Knights in Vegas at the tail end of a road trip for the Washington Capitals. Those are always tough games right at the end of a road trip. And yeah, the Caps, they get it done in Vegas, and then they come back home to play a massive game here against division rival Philadelphia. The Flyers right ahead of the Caps in the standings. This was a massive game, and they win this one too. So let's get into it, babes, and let's start with that 5-4 shootout win in Vegas. What? The Washington Capitals with a shootout win in this economy? That's right, babes. The Capitals, they finally win a shootout just when they needed it the most, and it got Bruce Cassidy fired. I truly hope that Logan Thompson woke up to that news the next morning and laughed his ass off. I hope that LT had a really good laugh. Yes, for those not aware, former Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy, he is actually the primary reason that Logan Thompson is a Washington Capital right now. Thanks, Bruce! He drove Logan Thompson out of town. He drove him out of Vegas, right? Logan Thompson, he requested a trade from the Golden Knights largely because Bruce Cassidy would not play him, despite the fact that anytime that he did get to play, on the rare occasions that he did actually get to play for the Vegas Golden Knights, Logan Thompson, his numbers were sparkling. He was one of the very best goaltenders in the National Hockey League from a statistical standpoint. Even back then, even when he was with the Vegas Golden Knights, it was just in a limited sample size because he hardly ever got to play. So LT, he had certainly proven with Vegas, like I said, through his play, through his numbers, right? He had proven that he deserved more playing time. Bruce Cassidy would not hear of it. He would not give him any more starts. He would not even entertain the idea. And so Logan Thompson said, see ya. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights have not been very good this season, and I have seen quite a few people online trying to excuse Bruce Cassidy of that by saying that he has largely been the victim of bad goaltending this season for the Vegas Golden Knights. But I kind of think that you have to bear at least some responsibility for that bad goaltending that you were receiving in Las Vegas. If you are the guy who drove Logan Thompson out of town, right? Logan Thompson, who has been a top 3 goaltender in the National Hockey League for back-to-back seasons now, 2 straight years running here of LT being a top 3 netminder in this league ever since the Washington Capitals traded for him. So, like I said, I hope that Logan Thompson woke up to that news of Bruce Cassidy getting the axe in Vegas, and I hope that he had himself a real good belly laugh. It is also widely rumored up here in Canada that Bruce Cassidy was the primary factor in keeping Logan Thompson off of the Four Nations team for Team Canada, despite the fact, like I said, that Logan Thompson at the time was one of the top goaltenders in the entire National Hockey League and was definitely the top Canadian goaltender in the National Hockey League at that time, and he still is. And yeah, widely rumored up here in Canada that Bruce Cassidy was pretty much the sole reason why Logan Thompson was not included on that team for the Four Nations Championship. So yeah, like I said, if you're LT, see ya. So this game in Vegas, the Caps, they get off to a really good start. They come out flying in this one. Dylan Strome rings iron like 10 seconds into this game. Cole Hutson ripped one off of the pipe as well. The Caps generated so many grade A chances against this Vegas Golden Knights defense in the first period that they easily could have been up. This is not even hyperbole. They easily could have been up 4 or 5 to nothing, and they probably deserved to be up 4 or 5 to nothing. But like I said, a ton of iron hit by the Caps again. Hendrix Lapierre is the only one who finishes on one of these chances here in the first period. Beautiful shot on a bit of a semi-break there to beat Adin Hill clean. Nice shot, like I said, by Hendrix Lapierre. Assist on that one, the primary assist to Ivan Miroshnichenko. Secondary assist to Brandon Duhaime as well. That line, particularly the two young guys in Hendrix Lapierre and Ivan Miroshnichenko, they have really been clicking together ever since Miroshnichenko got called up from the Hershey Bears here. They have really looked good together. So that's a very good sign for the Caps. And yeah, Miroshnichenko, like I said, he gets the primary assist on this one, sending Lapierre in on that break. Lapierre with the beautiful shot beats Adin Hill. And so the Caps are up 1-0. And that is how the first period would end, with the Caps up just 1-0, even though they had, like I said, generated all of those grade A scoring chances. Alexei Protas and former Capital Nick Dowd, by the way, with a scary head-on-head collision in the first period. They would both leave the game, although Nick Dowd, thankfully, he would just leave briefly for the Vegas Golden Knights. He would return. He was like gushing blood all over the ice. Cut on his face there was Nick Dowd. You hate to see that. We still love the guy here, obviously, even though he has been traded at the deadline to the Golden Knights. A Capital for 8 years. We love the guy, so you hate to see that. I was holding my breath, not knowing exactly what happened there and just seeing the blood all over the ice. And then Alexei Protas, he really did take the worst of that head-on-head collision. It seems as he was not able to return. Probably a concussion, I would guess, for Alexei Protas, although, you never like to guess on those things, but that is what it looked like. He was extremely woozy, trying to get up and leave the ice. He actually stood up and then he toppled over forwards, just very woozy. So yeah, absolutely hate to see that. You don't want a head injury for anyone, certainly, and certainly not for big Alexei Protas, who is a very important player for this Capitals team, and one of the best 5-on-5 players in the National Hockey League, frankly, right? So, yeah, you hate to see that for anyone, but especially for Big Pro. So we hope that he will be okay. But yeah, he did not return to this game. Second period, the Capitals on the power play, and the second unit comes up with a beautiful goal here as Cole Hutson, right? The rookie defenseman. He keeps a puck in just inside of the offensive blue line there for the Caps, keeps it alive, feeds it to Justin Sourdif. Justin Sourdif then goes down low to Connor McMichael, plays give and go with him. Connor McMichael finds Justin Sourdif in the slot. Beautiful pass here by Connor McMichael. And yeah, Justin Sourdif, he knows what to do with that. Rips it home past Adin Hill. The Washington Capitals on the power play goal, they take the 2-0 lead. And yeah, for Justin Sourdif, that is another Capitals rookie hitting 15 goals on the season here. We mentioned it a few videos ago when Ryan Leonard hit that number, but the Washington Capitals, they had not had a rookie hit 15 goals in a season since Alex Ovechkin did it when he scored 50 plus. So 15, a difficult number to get to for a rookie in the National Hockey League. Ryan Leonard did it earlier, and now Justin Sourdif joins him with his 15th goal of this season already. And yeah, Sourdif, just like Ryan Leonard, he missed some time this season due to injury, right? So he has not even played the full slate of games here for the Caps, and yet he hits 15 goals here. Great number for the rookie, Justin Sourdif. And yeah, the primary assist on that goal, like I said, by Connor McMichael. The secondary assist to another rookie there in Cole Hutson. Then just a few minutes after that, Ryan Leonard, he carries a puck into the offensive zone here, curls back. Beautiful move there to wait for someone to get in front of the net there, and then he lets the shot rip, and Anthony Beauvillier gets the tip on it. Beautiful play there from Ryan Leonard. He would get the primary assist on this goal, and yeah, a beautiful tip there by Anthony Beauvillier puts the Caps up 3-0. And in addition to Ryan Leonard on the primary assist, it would be Justin Sourdif as well on the secondary assist. So again, rookies factoring in huge here for the Washington Capitals. Then we have a period of time here that we do not want to talk about for the Washington Capitals as the Caps. They're on a power play here. They give up not one, but two shorthanded goals against on the same goddamn power play here for the Washington Capitals. The first one, dagger to the heart, Nick Dowd, shorthanded, like I said, that makes it 3-1. So cuts the Caps lead to just 2 goals. And then after Nick Dowd has scored, it is Rasmus Andersson, the defenseman. He gets on the board as well, shorthanded as well, on the same power play, like I said. And so that cuts the Caps lead to just 3-2 now. And if you can believe it, this is actually the second time this season that the Washington Capitals have given up not 1, but 2 shorthanded goals against on the same power play. The good news is they are now 2-0 in games where they have done that. So Jack Eichel at even strength ties it up 3-3 before the end of the second period. Caps take a penalty right before the end of the second period, and so they will start the third period on a penalty kill, and Mitch Marner on the power play puts the Vegas Golden Knights up 4-3. So we have gone from up 3-0 to now trailing 4-3. Not ideal, but you know what? It's not to worry, because our power play actually scores goals now too. And the power play scores goals now too, largely because of rookie defenseman Cole Hutson. Cole Hutson, watch this pass here on the power play to Dylan Strome. He gives Dylan Strome, who had not scored a goal in 18 games straight, if I'm correct on that, which I believe I am. Dylan Strome had not scored a goal in a really long time. Cole Hutson gives him a wide open net to shoot at here because he fakes everyone. The entire Vegas Golden Knights penalty kill, fakes them all out of their jock straps here. He holds on to this puck for about a second and a half longer than you think that he is going to. He is so confident with that puck. Holds on to it for a little bit longer to fake everyone out, right? Everyone and their grandmothers, everyone in the building, everyone that was wearing a Vegas Golden Knights jersey, certainly, they all thought that he was going to either A, shoot this puck, or B, go over to Alex Ovechkin on the left side. He does neither of those things. He instead, with the head fake, feeds it back the complete opposite direction to Dylan Strome, who Cole Hutson was not even looking at, feeds it back over to Dylan Strome, fakes everyone out. Like I said, everyone except for Dylan Strome, who, had a wide open net to shoot at, and he is not going to miss that one, thankfully. Dylan Strome with the goal, the primary assist to the rookie Cole Hutson, Alex Ovechkin as well on the secondary assist, and this ties the game up 4-4 for the Washington Capitals. A massive goal just when they needed it the most on the power play. And Cole Hutson, by the way, he becomes one of only a few teenagers ever in NHL history to factor into 5 consecutive power play goals scored by his team after he made his NHL debut. So from the time that he made his NHL debut, Cole Hutson in on 5 straight power play goals for the Washington Capitals, either scoring the goal himself or assisting on it. 5 straight power play goals Cole Hutson has factored in on. And like I said, one of the only teenagers ever in NHL history to accomplish that after having made his National Hockey League debut. He has 5 points already in his first 7 National Hockey League games. Those would be excellent numbers for a rookie forward in this league. For a rookie defenseman, that is phenomenal. So we are all tied up 4-4, just a huge goal to tie it there for the Washington Capitals. So 4-4, and that would be all of the scoring for the rest of regulation. And so we would go to overtime. Overtime would solve nothing. And so we would go to a shootout. And I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same thing, right? Shootout, automatic loss pretty much for the Washington Capitals. But no, because Dylan Strome, who, like I said, had not scored in 18 straight games, he scored finally, tying up this game in the third period, scoring the fourth goal of the hockey game for the Washington Capitals on the power play off of that pass from Cole Hutson. So he gets the goal there to tie this game up in regulation. That obviously gave him a boost of confidence goal scoring wise. Dylan Strome, he pulls off just a silky, disgusting move here in the shootout to beat Adin Hill on the first shot of the shootout, the first shot that the Washington Capitals took against Adin Hill, beats him really clean here. Just a disgusting move, like I said, and a move that Dylan Strome said Logan Thompson gave him insight into against LT's former teammate, Adin Hill, his former goaltending partner, right? So LT tells him what to do. Dylan Strome pulls it off here. Beautiful move. Adin Hill was, faked out of his underpants there, laying on the ice, and Dylan Strome deposits the puck into the net. And so the Caps get the goal that they have not been able to get in shootouts past, at least not very often. And so a huge goal here in the shootout by Dylan Strome. And that is actually all that we would need, because Logan Thompson would slam the door shut on all three Vegas Golden Knights shooters, does not let a goal in the shootout. And so the Caps, they win the shootout 1-0. Like I said, Dylan Strome's goal was all they would need, because LT says, I don't lose to Vegas. Logan Thompson now 4-0 against the Vegas Golden Knights since they traded him to the Washington Capitals 2 years ago. So 4 wins, 0 losses for Logan Thompson against his former club. And he waves goodbye to Bruce Cassidy, as this game, this loss for the Vegas Golden Knights was the final nail in Bruce Cassidy's coffin. So Caps win 5-4 in a shootout, like I said, over the Vegas Golden Knights. You love to see it. Then we come back home for a huge game against a division rival in the Philadelphia Flyers, who is directly in front of the Capitals in the standings. So you had to win this game in regulation, preferably. And the Washington Capitals, they get it done, grabbing a 6-4 victory in regulation, importantly, over the Philadelphia Flyers. Your scoring for this one: first period, Tom Wilson playing in his 900th career game in the National Hockey League, his 900th career game with the Washington Capitals, obviously, as he has thankfully spent his entire career here. He comes in, takes the pass from Pierre-Luc Dubois and walks in and just wires a wrist shot here that beats Dan Vladar in the Philadelphia net. Beats him clean. Beautiful shot there by Tom Wilson for his 26th goal of the season already for the big power forward. Just a beautiful shot there, really, by Tom Wilson from pretty long range, too. And he beats Vladar clean, so you know it was a nice shot. Pierre-Luc Dubois on the primary assist, and Rasmus Sandin as well, picking up another assist there on the secondary assist for Rasmus Sandin. This goal puts the Caps up 1-0. Then, still in the first period, it is the Great Eight, Alexander Ovechkin, hitting the 30-goal mark in his age 40 season, folks. This is absolutely ridiculous by Alex Ovechkin, what this guy is doing right now at 40 years of age. Scores 30 plus here for the 20th time in 21 seasons in his National Hockey League career. That is an NHL record. Obviously, he already had the NHL record, actually, for the most 30-goal seasons in National Hockey League history. He extends his own record here. Mike Gartner had the second most with 17 30-plus goal seasons, so Alex Ovechkin now has 20. The only season in which Ovi did not hit the 30-goal mark in his 21 seasons in the league was the COVID-shortened season in 2021, I believe it was. So Alex Ovechkin, he had 24 goals that year in, I believe it was 45 games, that COVID-shortened season, like I said. So like 24 goals in 45 games, that's almost a 50-goal pace, right? So he kind of got robbed there of what would have probably been another 40 or 50 goal season, right? He finishes with 24 in that COVID shortened year. But that is the only season in which Alex Ovechkin did not score 30 goals or more. He does it here for the 20th time, like I said, in 21 seasons, extending his own NHL record. Just absolutely ridiculous here by Alex Ovechkin. Matt Roy on the primary assist, Connor McMichael as well on the secondary assist with a nice pass there. Connor McMichael elevated to this top line with Dylan Strome and with Alex Ovechkin in the absence of Alexei Protas, who could not play in this one. You remember he took that head-on-head hit, that head-on-head collision there with Nick Dowd, completely incidental. No intent by either party there in that game in Vegas. But yeah, Alexei Protas, after colliding head-on with Nick Dowd, he remains out for this game with that, probably concussion, like I said, head injury. So not good news for the Caps on that front, on the Alexei Protas front, as he had to sit this one out. But yeah, Connor McMichael elevated to the top line here, and a nice pass here to pick up the secondary assist on this goal. So Caps up 2-0, and that is how the first period would end. Second period, 2-0, unfortunately becomes 2-2 here, as Travis Sanheim first would score for the Flyers, followed up by Carl Grundstrom. There was some question about one of these goals. The referee actually initially waved the goal off, signaling goaltender interference. Philadelphia, they would issue a coach's challenge to reverse that call on the ice and make it a good goal. And upon review, the referees, they come back and say, actually, you know what? That goal is fair enough. It counts. So a little bit of a controversial call there. But yeah, the goal ultimately stands. And so 2-0 becomes 2-2 here quickly for the Caps in the second period. But like I said, right? Not to worry, because the Washington Capitals, their power play can score goals now. First, on a power play, Pierre-Luc Dubois wins the offensive zone face-off here, wins it back to Ryan Leonard, who was manning the point on this power play as one of the point men up top there. So Pierre-Luc Dubois wins the face-off clean back to Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard, quick pass, beautiful pass over to Jakob Chychrun. And Jakob Chychrun, this was right in his wheelhouse, this pass from the rookie Ryan Leonard. Chychrun could lean into this one, and he did, and he scores, rips this thing past Dan Vladar for his 24th goal of this season already. Jakob Chychrun, the defenseman, 24 goals already on the season. That leads all defensemen, obviously, in the National Hockey League. So yeah, another goal here for Jakob Chychrun, his 24th of this season already, just flat out ridiculous. Ryan Leonard on the primary assist and Pierre-Luc Dubois on the secondary assist. This puts the Caps back on top here, 3-2. And then the Caps, they get another power play, and it is the same three guys making this one count here, as Jakob Chychrun up at the point makes a nice pass down low to find Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, just a gorgeous cross-ice pass through traffic here to find Ryan Leonard sneaking in. And Ryan Leonard, this kid's shot is quickly becoming extremely widely talked about amongst National Hockey League circles, as his shot is just unbelievable, ridiculous. Like, he has really got a lot of whip on this thing. Wicked release here again by Ryan Leonard, beats Dan Vladar for Ryan Leonard's 16th goal of this season already. A lot of goals for a rookie forward in this league, especially one who missed a month due to injury. And yeah, just a wicked shot here, showcasing yet again for Washington Capitals fans what made him a top goal scorer in college hockey and a top prospect. Unbelievable release on this guy, seriously. So yeah, Ryan Leonard off of the gorgeous, like I said, pass from Pierre-Luc Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois obviously gets the primary assist. Jakob Chychrun gets the secondary assist. Like I said, is the same three guys here, factoring in on back-to-back power play goals for the Washington Capitals, and this one here puts them up 4-2. So you will notice, right, Cole Hutson, we have talked about him and the effect that he has had on this Washington Capitals power play. You will notice that he was not in on either of these two power play goals for the Caps. He was not on the ice for either of these two, but you can still see the effect that he has had on this power play, right? Because even when he is not on the ice, I feel like his arrival to this team, you could just see it from the very first power play that he was ever put on the ice by the Capitals coaching staff, how much he generated, right? And how much confidence and swagger that kid has with the puck. And that has just rubbed off on every single guy on this power play, it seems, on both units, right? They were playing with so much more confidence now on their power play. So much more swag, like I said. And yeah, it really has rubbed off on everybody here. And so Cole Hutson, he doesn't even have to be on the ice for these 2 goals. His teammates still on the other unit making things happen. Gorgeous plays all around here. And yeah, the Washington Capitals power play, it is clicking at a league high 32% since Cole Hutson joined this team. So Caps up 4-2, and that is how the second period would end. Third period, just 33 seconds in, Christian Dvorak, he gets one back for the Philadelphia Flyers here, and this cuts the Caps lead to 4-3, but not to worry because Alex Ovechkin was not done yet. And so yeah, just a few minutes here after Dvorak has scored to cut the Caps lead to 4-3, the Caps regain their 2-goal lead right back here as Alex Ovechkin, baby, his 2nd goal of this hockey game, his 31st goal of this season already. What are we at now? 928? His 928th goal of his National Hockey League career, just extending his own all-time goals record further and further and further away from anyone ever catching it with every single goal that he scores now. So yeah, 31st on the season as well for Ovi. And yeah, his 2nd of this hockey game puts the Caps back up by 2. So this is a really important goal here for the Caps in the 3rd period, extending their lead back to 2. Like I said, they really wanted and needed to win this game in regulation. So this is a huge goal here. And it was a beautiful goal as well. Connor McMichael, like I said, elevated to that top line. Just a ridiculous no-look pass here to find Alex Ovechkin sneaking in backdoor, and Ovi goes airborne to get this one. Diving play by the 40-year-old captain of the Washington Capitals to get a stick on this puck and get it elevated, get it into the top corner and get it into the back of the net here. Just absolutely all-around gorgeous goal here. First, the beautiful pass, like I said, by Connor McMichael. And then obviously the diving finish by Alex Ovechkin. Just a thing of beauty all around here. Jacob Chychrun as well on the secondary assist. Connor McMichael obviously would get the primary assist. And yeah, this goal, huge here as it puts the Caps up again by 2, 5-3 now. Denver Barkey would make it 5-4 for the Philadelphia Flyers, but all that would do really is set up a scenario here where Philly, they would pull their goaltender, Dan Vladar, for the extra attacker. Empty net at the other end for the Caps, sets up Tom Wilson in his 900th career NHL game to be able to sink this one into the empty net for his 2nd goal of this hockey game, his 27th goal of this season already for Tom Wilson. So yeah, 2 goals on the night for Big Tom in his 900th game. That is poetry. And yeah, Pierre-Luc Dubois, another assist here on this goal. He gets the primary assist on this one, Matt Roy on the secondary assist. And this puts the Caps up 6-4. And that is how regulation would end. And so the Washington Capitals pulling out a massive victory in regulation. Huge, absolutely huge. Not only to get the 2 points for yourselves, but also to not give the Philadelphia Flyers anything points-wise in the standings. Absolutely massive to get this one done in regulation, 6-4. And yeah, a number of guys, huge nights for the Caps, right? Just going through the box score here, Alex Ovechkin, obviously, with the 2 goals, including the game-winning goal. What turned out to be the game-winning goal extends his own record there as well for the most game-winning goals of all time in NHL history. Ryan Leonard, a goal, an assist. Connor McMichael, a couple of assists elevated to that top line. Tom Wilson, the 2 goals, like we said, in his 900th career game. Pierre-Luc Dubois with 4 apples, folks. 4 assists for Pierre-Luc Dubois in this game. Jacob Chychrun, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. So many guys tonight were just on it. They were ready to play. Power play, 2 for 3, right? 2 goals on 3 attempts. Penalty kill, perfect. Killed off all 3 Philadelphia Flyers attempts, right? So special teams were big in this game as well. A game that you win by a couple of goals at the end of the night. Special teams were huge huge, right? Both teams getting 3 power play opportunities. Philly gets nothing on theirs. The Caps get 2 goals on theirs. So that is massive. And that is something that we did not see, frankly, all season long, where the Caps being on the right side of the special teams ledger. That has really helped them out here since Cole Hutson, like I said, has joined this team, is that they can score on the power play now. It is helping them out huge because they have been a very strong 5-on-5 team all season. So now they have added power play goals to that, and that makes them pretty tough to beat here. They are winning a lot of games recently. We will see if it is going to be enough to catch up here in the standings, but they are inching and inching and inching ever closer here as they keep winning games. 3 points behind the Columbus Blue Jackets now for that last wild card spot, and just 4 points behind the New York Islanders for third in the Metropolitan Division. And the Caps now have a game in hand on the Islanders as well. So that could potentially be as few as 2 points, right? So the Caps, like I said, they were like 10 points behind, 10 points out of it at one point here. And after selling at the trade deadline, I don't think anyone foresaw this, but they have really stayed in the fight here, to be quite honest with you. Like, I'm really, really proud of this team, what they've been able to do here, not getting down on themselves after the trade deadline. Obviously, that was a really, really, really tough time for this team. 2 of the longest tenured members of this team, in John Carlson, who was here for 17 seasons, and Nick Dowd, who was here for 8 seasons. Both of those guys shipped out. That is really, really, really tough mentally, emotionally. But this team, they do not quit. They have not quit on one another. They continue to fight. Like I said, they were like 10 points out of a playoff spot at one point. They are now just 3 back of that last wild card spot, and potentially as few as 2 back of third in the Metropolitan Division if they can win that game in hand that they have on the Islanders. So stretch drive coming up here, and the Caps, certainly, they have made it interesting. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. I'm gassed. It's a lot of energy to put in when I'm putting like 2 games into one video like this. So yeah, I'm wiped out. The Caps, I'm sure, are wiped out. So we will take a deep breath here, get ready for the next game for the Washington Capitals, which is coming up on Thursday in New Jersey against the Devils. Pretty much every game for the Caps now is nearly must-win territory. So another big game coming up there in New Jersey. We will see what the Caps can do there. But yeah, until then, babes, thank you all again so much for being here. As always, really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate all of your support this season. And yeah, keep those comments flooding in. Love to hear what you guys think of the way that the Caps have been able to stay in this thing, stay in the fight here, trying to crawl back into a playoff spot here. What do you guys think? How proud are you right now of this team? Do you think they can do it? Do they have enough time to get this done here? Let me know in the comments section. Always love reading your guys' comments and your insight into this team. And yeah, until next time, babes, like I said, thank you all so much for being here. Love you guys. It's been a blast. We will continue to have a blast through this stretch drive here to the end of the regular season. And hopefully, maybe, so you're telling me there's a chance, maybe we will get to see our Washington Capitals in the playoffs this season after we all thought that it was impossible just a couple of weeks ago, right? So we will see what happens. But yeah, until then, babes, mwah, like I said, thank you all so much for being here. Until next time, and as always, let's go Caps.